Imagine 9th century Baghdad, the world capital in the midst of the glittering golden age of Islam, where scholars and translators were paid handsomely in gold. There is one figure who is often overlooked. He was neither Persian nor Greek. He was a true Arab. And in the world of philosophy, that makes him an underdog. He was Abu Yusuf Yaqub ibn Ishaq al-Kindi, the Arab philosopher. But that nickname obscures his true contributions. To understand al-Kindi, we must understand the context. He lived in an era when Greek knowledge, philosophy, medicine, and mathematics was flooding the Islamic world through a massive translation project at the House of Wisdom. But there was a problem. This culture was foreign. Greek philosophy was considered the product of foreigners, infidels, and contrary to Islam. This is where al-Kindi took a very bold, even radical, step. He, an Arab who should have been the guardian of orthodoxy, was the first to plunge into this foreign stream of thought and said, "We should not be ashamed to acknowledge the truth and to take it from wherever it comes. Even if it comes from a distant nation and a people different from us." Quote. This was a declaration of the independence of reason within Islamic civilization. But this move made him unpopular. He was exiled, and his library confiscated. His life is a classic depiction of a pioneer mistreated by his own time. So what was al-Kindi's grand project? It wasn't simply to translate, but to Islamize philosophical vocabulary. He created the first philosophical Arabic language. Words like falsafa, falsification, philosophy, philosophy, ilah, God, karina, cause, and akal, reason, received their technical definitions thanks to him. His thinking can be summarized in two major contributions. First, defining philosophy. For al-Kindi, the highest task of philosophy was to prove the truth of prophecy. This was brilliant. He overturned suspicion. He didn't use philosophy to attack religion, but instead used philosophical logic to prove why humanity needed prophets. For him, philosophy and prophets stem from the same source, divine truth. Second, the concept of God. He was the first to distinguish between the one, al-Ahad, and the plural, al-Kasr. Everything in the universe is plural and limited. Only God is truly one and infinite. Therefore, it is impossible for two equally infinite gods to exist. This idea would later be refined by Ibn Sina into the concept of the necessary being. So, if al-Kindi was so great, why is he less well-known than his successors, such as Al-Farabi or Ibn Sina? The answer is simple: he was the first. Pioneers are often crude, imperfect, and easily condemned. Al-Farabi criticized him for his perceived amateurish understanding of logic. Ibn Sina developed a far more refined metaphysical system. Al-Kindi was the one who blazed a trail in the wilderness. Those who followed him built highways over the path he had paved. But his legacy is profound. Imagine, without al-Kindi, perhaps no one would have dared to touch Aristotle. There might not have been a language to discuss philosophy. He was a crucial bridge that enabled conversation between the two great civilizations of Greece and Islam. His influence even permeated Latin Europe, where he was known as Al-Kindus. So what is the lesson from al-Kindi? He teaches us intellectual humility. That truth belongs to all, and it is our duty to seek it from wherever it comes. He is also a living example that being first is often lonely and risky. But without the courage of a pioneer, there would be no progress. Al-Kindi may not have been the most systematic or profound Muslim philosopher, but he was the first to call out, "Come, let us think." In the next episode, we will see the man who refined and critiqued Al-Kindi's legacy, Al-Farabi, the second teacher. Don't forget to subscribe to continue this philosophical adventure.